Two guards tried to humiliate a veteran dad. Then SEALs gave a lesson in respect. The docking bay of Orbital Station, Series 9, bustled with travelers. Bright banners of interstellar corporations fluttered on holopanels. Among the crowd walked a graying man in a simple jacket, carrying a worn duffel bag. His steps were slow, not because of age, but because of a limp, the kind that never fully heals. That man was Daniel Carter, a retired Earth Forces combat veteran. He wasn't here to make a statement. He was here for one reason: to attend his son's graduation from the Interstellar Naval Academy. As he approached Gate 7, two tall security guards in metallic armor stopped him. Identification. One of them barked. Daniel calmly reached into his jacket and handed over his ID chip. Second guard scanned it, sneered, and chuckled. Retired ground pounder. Infantry. No priority access. Step aside, old man. I have clearance. Daniel replied, his voice even level 3. Veteran pass. You're not that kind of veteran, the first guard muttered, and we don't have time for fossils playing hero. A few travelers turned their heads. One or two quietly recorded with wristcoms. Daniel said nothing. He simply waited. The guards leaned in, towering over him. Maybe try the cargo lift downstairs, one sneered. More your type. At that moment, a nearby transport ship hissed. Open. From it stepped a unit of 6 men in black, unmarked armor. They moved like shadows, silent, controlled, deadly. One of them paused. His eyes swept across the dock and locked onto the commotion. He lifted his helmet. A rugged face appeared, with cold eyes that burned with discipline. Is there a problem? He asked. The guard straightened. Just an old man getting in the way. The black-armored soldier stepped closer, narrowing his eyes at Daniel. Then, he did something unexpected, that he snapped to a crisp salute. Staff Sergeant Carter, the soldier said firmly. It's an honor. The two guards blinked in confusion. You know this man? One asked. No, him, the soldier echoed, removing his glove and extending a hand. This man saved half of Echo Platoon on Marcellus Prime, carried 2 men across a lava trench under enemy fire. He's a legend. Daniel hesitated, then shook the man's hand. Didn't think anyone remembered that. He said quietly, we never forget our own, the SEAL replied. Then, turning to the guards, his voice sharpened. This man has more right to walk this station than either of you. The guard stiffened. We didn't know because you didn't bother to check. The SEAL cut in. You saw a limp and a duffel bag. You saw age. You didn't see the metal burned into his service file. One of the other SEALs stepped forward, tapped a wristcom, and held it toward the guards. A hologram flared to life, displaying a combat log. Operation Emberfall. Carter, Daniel Field, commendation for valor, rescue, and command under fire. The crowd was growing now, silent but attentive. The SEAL continued. When I was a recruit, our instructor told us about a man who dragged 3 wounded soldiers through a collapsed tunnel with a dislocated shoulder. That man was him. The guards were pale now. We didn't mean you meant every word, Daniel interrupted, his voice calm but steel-edged. I've heard them before. From people who never stood on the front lines. People who never had to bury their friends. The younger SEAL placed a hand on Daniel's shoulder. Sir, if you'd allow us, we'd be honored to escort you to the Academy Hall. Daniel looked surprised. That won't be necessary. With respect, sir, the soldier said, we insist. The SEALs moved in formation, guiding Daniel past the stunned guards, who now stood rigid in silence. As they walked, one of the younger SEALs leaned in. Sir, your son is Cadet Elias Carter, right? Daniel nodded. He's top of his class, tactical genius. Everyone says he's got your instincts. Daniel allowed a small smile. He's better than I ever was. Inside the Academy's Grand Hall, families and officers filled the rows. Holograms shimmered above the stage, displaying graduating cadets. When Elias's name was called, Daniel stood quietly in the back, arms crossed, his limp barely noticeable. Elias stepped forward, saluted, and accepted his insignia. Then he paused. I'd like to say something, he said. The hall quieted. There's someone here today who never asked for medals or speeches. Someone who taught me that true strength isn't loud, it's patient, enduring. He turned, eyes scanning the crowd. My father is that man, a veteran, a hero, and today, I wear this uniform in his honor. The audience rose in applause. Back near the entrance, the SEAL team stood like statues. One of them looked to Daniel. Sir, if we could ever call in a favor, Daniel chuckled. Just pass it on. Next time you see a veteran at a checkpoint, look twice.